Have you always wanted to be a Holy Paladin who was like up close in battle, dealing a lot of damage and healing at the same time? Then this single button build is probably for you. With this build here, you will be up in front with the tank, dealing damage, feeling like a crusader, and at the same time healing all your teammates in a very fun way with the single button assistant. In this video, I will take you through stats, talents, rotation, and gameplay. And once you have finished watching this video, you should be able to become, kind of like the healing crusader, which your team is going to enjoy having with you. So let's get to it. So when it comes to stats, always what I recommend is the highest upgrade level / eye level. If you get an item which is the upgrade level, you can see for this one here is upgrade level. It says upgrade level mythic or mythic. So if I get an item which was mythic, I would never go down to a previous upgrade level. The same if you got a champion one and I had like a veteran or like something else before, I would always take the highest upgrade level because it's going to give you so much more intellect / your main stats like intellect and stamina. So always, in my opinion, go with the highest eye level / upgrade level. More the upgrade level that is more importantly. But then what happens if you get another item in the same kind of content you already did, but now you have two items with the same upgrade level? Then that is when I would start looking at the secondary stats. So first of all, haste. Haste is just such a good stat for all paladin specs. It's the best one for protection paladin, the best one for retribution paladin, and also holy paladin. I mean, that's super nice that we can easily switch between the different specs having the same basically gear. But the thing here with haste is that so when you're using the single button assistant, which these guides is about, we're basically using the single button assistant to do healing and play the game. But this one here is reducing your global cooldown by 25%. Or increasing it. And that means normally when you cast a spell, it will take 1.5 seconds for it to be ready to cast another spell, but with this it's 1.8 seconds. The more haste you have, it actually reduces the global cooldown on your character, which is pretty cool. So the more haste, the less global cooldown, so we don't get punished as much. As well, haste, of course, is increasing your attack speed. I mean, we are up front doing auto attacks with this build here, so of course that helps a little bit, not much. It also, of course, increases your cast time, which is, of course, also very nice, but it also reduces the cooldown between some of your spells. For example, you have Judgment. All the spells with green, you can say cooldowns, is the spells that get lower cooldown from haste. So, for example, Judgment and Holy Shock, for example. So again, faster cast time, faster attacks between global cooldown, and faster cooldown, like cooldowns on your spells. It is just a great stat, and it's going to make you feel so much more fun when you actually play the rotation. So highly recommend going for haste. Then after haste, we have versatility. Versatility is a flat-out increasing healing damage and also decreases the damage you take. Some classes, some specs enjoy having versatility. In this case here with the Holy Paladin, it's great, so we're going to be using it. But it's technically just increasing the direct damage and healing you're doing, and also like the damage you're reducing, you're taking yourself. So it's fine. Then we have crit. Crit can help you do double healing, double damage. It's fine. It's the next one. And then the last one is mastery. The reason for why we're not really focusing on mastery is because increased healing done by up to 50% based on the proximity of your target. So basically, the closer we are to the target, the better we're going to be healing them. But we don't really focus on the healing, normal healing spells in this build here, even though it's also going to be under it. But it's not something we're going to prioritize with this build here. So mastery is the one in the bottom. But again, upgrade level, haste, like so much haste. Then versatility, crit, mastery. That's what I would recommend. Let's move on to the talents. Then it's time to talk about the talents. The talents is a bit funny because we wouldn't be using the meta builds, like the standard meta builds, because they use a lot of things which wouldn't make sense for using our build. The thing is, like, we're spamming single button assistant and then a few other spells to be able to do a lot of healing. And the meta builds, they don't just think of, like, they of course don't think about this because this is not the meta to play. This is more just like a fun play style. Let's go through each of the things quickly I want to highlight. So first of all, In the left side, one of the main things I would be having is, for example, this one here, which every time you stand in consecration, it's going to be healing people. It's not much, but it's still something. A little bit more damage to Hammer of Wrath, since we are going to be using that also in the healing rotation together with Avenging Crusade. I'll return back to that. But in the left side here, we don't have too many things that actually helps with the playstyle we're going for. This is more just like picking utilities and some nice stuff. You know, every time an enemy dies, you heal and damage automatically everyone around you, and some bonus stats like more mastery and intellect, but nothing really big here is going to help like the playstyle. We're not going to pick this one here that I usually pick, the one that's going to use Shield of Righteous. When we use Shield of Righteous, it's going to heal also. We're not playing with that one because we're actually not using Shield of Righteous in this build. We're using Light of Dawn instead, and I will explain to you in the rotation part why. But yeah. So basically, what is important in this spec here as well is that we're also using Lightsmith. The reason for why I like Lightsmith is because it has a few passive healing stuff. For example, it has this one here. Imbue your weapon with the power of the light, increasing your stamina by 3% and causing your holy power ability sometimes to unleash a burst of healing around a target. So just free random healing. Also, this one here, for each holy power ability cast, your next consecration deals 20k damage and healing immediately, split across all enemies and allies. So now, whenever you use holy powers, they will increase the next time you use consecration to just instantly heal and damage a lot, which is nice. We also have this one here. When you and an ally are wielding Holy Bulwark, are healed at both maximum health transfer, transfer 100% of the overhealing to your ally. When you and an ally wielding the sacred weapon drop below 40% health, redistribution of your health immediately and every 1 second for 4 seconds. So basically, when you use your holy admantments and you have like the holy bulwark or sacred weapon on, it will kind of like share healing between your teammates, which is also going to help you. But also we have this one here, which is Judgment. Critical strike causes shockwave around the target, healing to up to 5 injured allies for 2,000. So again, just more passive healing, which is why I prefer Lightsmith over Hero of the Sun, even though I like Hero of the Sun with Eternal Flame and the Dawn of Light. But it's not gonna like give random healing to everyone around you. It is still a good one. It could work, but this one here is just like more random procs. Then when it comes to the right side here, so basically what I prefer here is we have different stuff here. So for example, we have this one here, Crusader's March, which is going to reduce the cooldown of, on Judgment when you use Holy Shock or when you use Crusader Strike. The reason for why we like to have shorter cooldown on shorter cooldown on Judgment is, first of all, this one here, Judgment granted Absorb Shield on up to 5 injured allies for 8% of the damage done, split evenly among them. So now, whenever you use Judgment, you're going to be casting like Absorb Shield on everyone. Also, it's going to be using Consecration as well, which of course is going to healing us because of this talent here, which is very nice. Also, we have this one here, Judgment heals you for 5, almost 6k, and its mana is cost reduced by 30, and 50% of the overhealing from this effect is transferred onto 2 allies within 40 yards. So whenever you cast Judgment, it's going to be giving shields to everyone, and it's going to be healing multiple targets. Of course, if you're missing health, it will only heal you. But if you are healing, if it's you already at max health, then it's going to heal someone else in your party. So just already there, automatically healing, a lot of passive healing from here, passive healing for the consecration, passive healing from this one here with the Judgment, the shield. And then we also have our most powerful cooldown, which is the Avenging Crusade. So when you use Avenging Crusade, you become an ultimate Crusader of the Light for 22.5 seconds. Auto attack damage is increased by 1000%. Judgment and Crusader Strike heal up to 5 injured allies within 40 yards for 80% of the damage done, split evenly among them. This build is replaced by Crusader Strike, so basically a Single-Button Assistant will also now be using Crusader Strike and also Hammer of Wrath when you are inside this one here. And now all your Crusader Strikes are just going to be like, and Judgments are just instantly going to be healing everyone so much, which is really, really, really cool. So when you use Avenging Crusade, you're going to be healing even more, which is so fun. And also we have this talent here, which is making Tour's Deliverance. So when you actually activate the Crusader here, you're just automatically going to be healing everyone around you passively again. So you can kind of see what I'm trying to build here, that we have a lot of like small things that just like, we have nothing that gives like insane big healing from one factor, but it's just like a lot of like small healing from here, small healing from here, small healing from here, small healing from here. And we also have, for example, this one here, where our Beacon of Fate and our beacons we can cast is healing 800 every 3 seconds. And you're going to have 3 beacons up on all the time, because you're going to have our 2 beacons down here, you can see down in the right corner, but you also have the Apex talent here, where you have another beacon, a third beacon called Beacon of the Savior, which is automatically jumping between your party members who has the lowest HP, which is also really cool. And they of course also get healing, a lot of shield effects, and a lot of like cool effects. So again, imagine you're going to have 3 beacons up all the time. You're going to be passively healing from all your damage. Like, it's just fun. Like, it's just fun. But enough talking about the talents. Let's actually try see this in action when we talk about the rotation. So when it comes to rotation, as you can see here, right now, we're going to look at this current segment. When I start pressing my 1, you can see it now starts throwing healing and absorb shields. And every time you cast Judgment, which you can use pretty much like all the time, because your Holy Shocks are keep reducing the cooldowns, you can see automatically we're healing because we're standing in Crusader. We can see here the Golden Path, we have the Judgment healing, and we have the Veneration, the shield one. So we have all these 3 active, like passive healing just coming from the Single-Button Assistant. Then what I would recommend is every time you have 3 Holy Power, use Light of Dawn, because Light of Dawn, if you don't know it, they have changed Light of Dawn. Now it heals everyone around you in 40 yards. So you can see here, unleash your whole energy, healing up to 5 injured allies within 40 yards around you for 7.5k, 7,500 healing. So now you press your Single-Button Assistant, and every time you can press Light of Dawn, you press it, and it will automatically heal like around you, like, you know, for a lot. And you can see here, Light of Dawn just heals insane. So I really enjoy that I can just like keep pressing 1, and every time my number 2 highlights, then I press it, and you know, which is pretty cool. Like, we just keep AoE heal. Like, look at the healing here from this. It is so fun. Then, of course, we also have our Holy Bulwark, where you can just, you know, just spam click it, and it will automatically jump to someone near you. This one is kind of bugged because it shows that it gave this person like this a shield, but they are like very low health, so don't think about that too much. But basically, it will give everyone a shield, do a lot of like absorbing, a lot of healing, which is nice, and it's very easy for you. You just press 4-4, you know, because then it will automatically throw out all the shields to everyone. And then even more, let's just reset the data here. Now, if you press Avenging Crusade, now the big healing starts, because now Judgments and a lot of other spells like Tyr's Deliverance, Sacred Weapon, a lot of like things are gonna like start popping up. And you just press 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, press 2 whenever it highlights, and just 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. And the cool thing is this Avenging Crusade is on for 22.5 seconds, and it only has a cooldown on 1 minute. So whenever it's down, there's only actually 30 seconds, almost like 30 seconds, till it's ready again, and then you can do the big healings. So technically, we keep pressing 1 to do the healing from Judgments and, you know, reducing the cooldown from Judgments using Holy Shock. Then we use Light of Dawn whenever it's ready. Then we're using Avenging Crusade basically whenever it's ready. And you want to be like, of course, don't use it just before a boss on trash mobs, you know, kind of save it then. Then we also have our Holy Bulwark, which we're going to be spamming, you know, for summoning either Holy Bulwark or the Sacred Weapons for some good passives. We also have Word of Glory. If you have one party member who really needs healing, then you can, of course, stop using Light of Dawn, click on that target and give him a Word of Glory. And then, of course, we also have our Flash of Light and Holy Light here on Q and E in case you really need to, like, give someone a big healing because they need some single target healing. We also have Cleanse in case you need to, like, you know, remove poison, disease, and magic. We also have Lay on Hands in case you want to, like, boom, cast a big healing on someone. It's going to heal as much HP you have. So I have almost 500k, so that's going to be healing 500k. We also have Aura Mastery, which I usually use Devotion Aura. So what I would do is basically give everyone a 12% damage reduction. But also, fun enough, when you actually use Aura Mastery, we also have this talent here, which is also going to activate Divine Toll. And Divine Toll is actually replaced by Holy Armaments. So it's gonna activate this one here, which is basically another Holy Bulwark down here, which is pretty cool. So you have like both of these, which is basically doing the same thing. Then, of course, you have Blessing of Sacrifice. If someone is taking a lot of damage, then you can cast it on them, and 30% of that damage is going to go to you. Or, well, yeah, it's going to reduce the damage they take by 30%, and that damage is going to go to you. You also got the Blessing of Freedom in case someone is slowed or, you know, frozen or something like that, then you can get them out. We also got the Blessing of Protection in case someone needs, you know, immunity against physical damage. Then, of course, we have our bubble, which is going to make you immune for any damage for 8 seconds. Very, very nice. And then we have Divine Protection, which is just going to reduce all damage you take by 20%. And then, of course, we have Divine Steed. You could technically put Divine Steed actually down on 6. That would maybe make more sense since we're not really using Shield of Righteous. Then we have Hammer of Justice, which is a stun, in case you want to stun. And then we have Rite of Endurance, which is the one that we talked about before, the talents, which is the one that sometimes makes your, this one here, increasing your, and causing your holy power abilities to sometimes unleash a burst of healing around the target. So it's just important, it's an enchant that you have to cast on your weapon every hour. So just importantly to remember that, because it will give you 3% more stamina and also like passively healing, which is quite nice. Then of course we have the combat rest, so you can rest someone who dies in combat. We got the mass rest, which is the normal. This one I would probably throw over here. And then we have Beacon of Light and Beacon of Fate. So it's very importantly, throw Beacon of Light on someone in your party, throw Beacon of Fate on someone else in your party, probably the tank and maybe you or someone else. And then of course you're going to have your Beacon of Savior, which is automatically jumping around from your Apex talents. So that is basically it. I mean, it's fun, like really try this build here. You are going to enjoy it because you technically just press 1, you press 2, you have 4, 3, 4. So yeah, so for all the haters, this build is not just pressing 1. We are still pressing like additionally buttons. We have to press all these other buttons as well to actually make it work. But still, I find this super fun, casual. It's not something I would use in a high mythic key, like at all, but still fun. In case you need this talent here and the UI and all that, you can find all of this on my Discord. All this is on the Discord in case you wanna see it. But we have on the Discord we have all the talents, the UI, the cooldown manager, and so on for the spec here. So yeah. All right, let's try to go to the gameplay section and do a boss fight, and I'll kind of show you how it looks in real time. So one example here is if we pull a few mobs, pull a lot of mobs. Bit more mobs and a bit more mobs. Now you would start seeing that everyone is starting to take some, you can see the health bars are starting to move. But now we're going to be pressing our spells here. We're going to go into Avenging Crusade. We're going to spam 1 and slowly you're going to be seeing everyone going to full HP, and also I'm going to be using my Light of Dawn. So even with big pulls, it's actually possible to do the healing here. And also you can see down here in healing done that we actually do decent healing. Because all my Single-Button Assistant is a keep healing because we have Avenging Crusade on. And of course I keep spamming Light of Dawn, which is just going to be healing everyone all the time. And of course, if needed more, we could also have used twice Holy Bulwark, which would of course give everyone a shield, which is quite nice. So this is how easy you can like still heal a big encounter in case needed. And then we have a boss fight. So what I would do is I would basically still getting close up with the tank, probably stay behind the bob. And now still just press spam, 1. As you can see, we still, oh, no, we actually have the dodge mechanic. Maybe use a defensive. There we go, put that over there. Now we're going to be pressing 2 to get that extra healing out. Let's use the Holy Bulwark. And now let's pop out our Avenging Crusade so that we can do some big healings. And again, just pressing 1, pressing 2 whenever it's ready. Pressing 1, pressing 2, pressing 1, pressing 2. There we go. As you can see, for some reason the damage here doesn't work. Great. There we go. So as you can see, the most healing came from, this was the boss right here, but don't care. Most of the healing actually came from Holy Bulwark, Judgment, Beacon of Savior, and a lot of different stuff. But again, that was like the big ones, which are gonna heal a lot. And as you can see, we actually also did quite okay damage. Of course, we didn't get close to the damage dealers. I mean, we did get a little bit close to the mage, but still, the other tank here, we got quite close to. So still, I mean, it's still a solid, like, you still kind of like a half DPS having in your team, while you still do quite fancy healing. So thanks for watching this single button guide for the Holy Paladin. I personally feel this spec is fun. It's not as good as the Mist Viewer and Discipline Priest when it comes to pure burst healing, but still for doing normal dungeons, heroic dungeons, even like maybe Mythic Key 1 and 5, and doing like a normal raid, looking for raid, I still feel like this is a pretty solid build, and it's fun. Like, that's the point. Like, it's a fun build. Even like if you want to do some solo delves, or if you want to do some delves with a friend, you can be like supporting and healing. Like, it's kind of like a support spec, if you know what I mean. Like, it does okay damage and okay healing, so it's just fun. And I'm personally going to be maining Paladin, so I will be, you know, dabbling between protection, retribution, and holy. And this is definitely going to be my main holy build, which I'm going to be using myself. So it's going to be fun. But I hope you enjoyed it. And again, keep in mind, all my builds, my talents, everything is on my Discord. It's down in the description. And I will, of course, be doing a guide like this video here for all the different specs in the game. So Mist Viewer Monk, Brewmaster Monk, Unholy Death Knight, Frost Death Knight, whatever you can think of, I'll be covering them all for like a fun single button guide. So I'll see you on the YouTube. And in case you want to support, feel free to subscribe to the channel and also become a YouTube member in case you want to like support and, you know, get your name at the end of the video and get some behind the scene footage in case you want to like see what's going on, what videos am I working on and stuff like that. So yeah, thanks for watching, have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.